Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Uplift Trade. This is John. Today is Wednesday, August 20th, and let's try to make some profit today trading Bitcoin. One observation. If I make a parallel between how yesterday's day started and today, the price action is exhibiting the very same behavior as it did yesterday. Yesterday, we were battling, price was battling, made a low, attempted to make a new low, failed, and attempted a reversal and started to battle around former swing high. Look at the RSI. What was the RSI doing? And I was saying in one of the previous streams that usually in a downtrend, the RSI at 60 is often an area of resistance for the price. And the RSI at 40 in an uptrend is an area of support for the price. Often, yeah, often it is true. Sometimes it is not. But yesterday was somewhat of the case. Yeah, we broke 60, indicating that we may go higher, and price did not go that high. What was interesting is that every time the price was making a new high, the RSI was failing to make a new high. And even after the low that was made and the high that followed, the RSI did not make a new high. It looks like this morning we have the similar type of price action. Price-wise, we're battling up and down a former swing high, a former low. Yeah. A low that was turned into resistance once, twice, 3 times. And now we are just hovering up, hovering down on this particular level. The RSI is failing to make new highs overall. So that's something to keep in mind. We might have a repeat of yesterday's price action. If I look on the 4-hour, the last dedicated Bitcoin video with Elliott Wave analysis I did, I was flashing 144. That was my target. And I think price was somewhere down there. Yeah, you can go check it out. Was it here or was it there? I don't remember exactly. But the point was 144 was the target. The current setup for Bitcoin, the price action, has me a little bit unedged because the lower we get, or should I say the less upward price action there is, the likelier this is the top of this cycle. We got 125, I think. 124,470 precisely. The other alternative is that Bitcoin is not yet ready to go much higher and we are range bound. And these are the limits of your range. Yeah, you have the high at around 123 and the low of this swing low here at 112,000. So it's very possible that we may have, with regards to the 5-minute price action, a push upwards through this former swing low here and then revert back down. It's very possible that the odds are increasing that we may take out this swing low here, yeah, and go feed on the liquidity void. One thing that is positive to see as price is going down, the volume is thickening. So there is interest on either side. If price was going down and volume was getting thinner and thinner and thinner, you would tend to say that one, the order book is very thin, not too many market participants, and second, that the buyers are not interested at this level. The lower it gets, technically, the more buyers should be interested to enter, and sellers also are interested to offload their stack. So whenever someone sells, someone is buying. It's always a two-way street. Yeah, I keep hearing often people saying, it's a lot of selling volume, it's a lot of buying volume. One side is initiated the transaction, that's true, but the other side is required to participate for the transaction to complete. So it's a two-way street. Yeah, and that's why I don't have red and green volume on my volume indicator, because that's mentally confusing. Like psychologically, it drives unnecessary level of emotions. It triggers the wrong type of emotions to see red and green depending on your bias. So I have it black and white. But 4-hour, the odds are increasing that we may take out this swing low. Are we gonna get back up towards the moving averages, the 12 EMA, and then revert back, somewhat similar to what we had yesterday on the 4-hour? The 4-hour is a very good guy for price action. Every time price has reached in between the moving averages, it's stalled for a bit or got rejected and then continue down. So it will continue to do the same until it does not. So that's my plan for today. Right now, there is no need to take any trades, especially it's really exhibiting the same type of volume. Look at this. Yesterday on the 5-minute, we broke above this former swing high. We hovered around and then we make new high, but look at the volume. The volume was not there. Today we have a repeat, the same. Price is hovering around the same level, I mean, similar type of level, a former swing low turned resistance 3 times. The volume is not there. Yeah. So I'll keep an eye on the chart. I don't take any trade now. My plan is to attempt a short as we get on, ideally on the 4 hour, on the 12 EMA, or perhaps I'll keep an eye on this level here if we ever get close to that part of the chart on the 5 minutes. And especially if I see that we have a thrust up on the price action, but the RSI is failing to make a new high, that would be a good indication for me to take on a short. I won't be taking a short right away, full contract position. I will enter at 0.25 as I do in those circumstances. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video and resume when there is price action. Recording, it's been somewhat of over an hour, I think, since I paused. And respectful to what I said earlier, that the current price action was very, very similar to the one we had yesterday over here, meaning that price was hovering around a former bottom, turned resistance 3 times, and price had come above, gone below, come above, gone below, come above, gone below. We had somewhat of a flush that took the lows that took the stops of people who had taken position and placed a protective stop underneath this. And similar to what we had yesterday, I'm going to extend the line so you can see better. Now keep in mind that similarities are for observation purposes. There is no guarantee that they will continue to repeat. Or you can build an approach based on what has happened and assume that it may continue to play out the same until it does not. I think this is what is happening here because we had price over and above the resistance, and then we had price make a low, taking the stops that were placed here, and then we have price now making a new high. This is exactly what is happening here. We took the stops of those lows here, we have price making a new high, we have an increase of volume, quite significant. Price has made a new high. Let's see if RSI made a new high. It did. It did make a new high. So there is one counter indication right now that does not fit the profile we had yesterday morning, because yesterday morning RSI did not make a new high. So let's keep an eye. I'm still of the opinion that we may not have yet a bottom. If you look on the 4 hour, your price is very close to a resistance area and very close to the moving average. It's about $500. That could be an area of interest to consider entering short. I will not enter short yet, even though if you were watching the tape, there was a lot of thick orders coming in from aggressive buyers. Right now, there is no willingness to send the price down, which is similar to what has happened yesterday as well. So I'm going to pause the recording and resume when there is price action. 140 contract sold on the aggressive selling side at 113,862. So that's just right here. And this is being followed by one aggressive buying 17 contract and aggressive selling 10 contract. So there is the premise of activity on this level. There is no sign yet to enter short. Like I said, I'm looking for price somewhere there to reach this level. Well, actually there are 2 levels, because if you look on the 10 minute, you have this resistance overhead at 114,366. Okay. It is possible that this one will be taken over to go to 114,366, which is this level here, where the liquidity void and the supply void is highlighted. So there is still a lot of room ahead. I don't expect price to dip down at the moment. I may be wrong. That's not my play. If it happens, it happens. But I really would like to consider entering short on the break of market structure with some tape indication, some thick volume. And also what is always good to remember is that in those kind of grind up or grind down movement, here is a grind up, aggressive selling is not successful in sending price lower. It's always purchase. This is exactly what has happened yesterday. And this is why price keeps on grinding. Aggressive selling is not successful at sending the price lower. Right now, this is what is happening. So we'll keep monitoring the situation. Okay, we have some aggressive buying, 12 contract, 12.5 again at 114,000, round number. Even that in itself is not enough to send the price much higher. So it's the footprint is very similar to what we had yesterday, which gives me confidence that a lower price for Bitcoin is in the card. If you look at the tape, 2.1 on the aggressive sell side at this level, 113,930. We'll exercise some patience at this level. I'm not gonna enter the position right away. I could place, we have 22.5 on the aggressive buy side, sending the price, making a new high on this particular move. Like I was saying, I could place a limit order to short under the low of this candle, just to ensure that I catch the move down. I think there is still some room to go higher, at least to this level here. It will be interesting to see the reaction when we reach 114,230. This former assumed support, which actually did not support much. We pierced through it. Let's continue watching the tape. Very similar footprint as we had yesterday. Similar configuration, similar size of exchanges, similar behavior from buyers and sellers. It's always important to be able to recognize the behavior of the buyers and the sellers. While it does not give you any guarantees as to the move that are to come, it gives you certainty that what has happened may continue to happen. There is a lot of absorption at 114,016. I will enter sell order for 25 at this level here under the low of this candle. We have 10.2 on the aggressive sell side, just underneath 114,000. Okay, my order is in and waiting to be triggered. Okay, we just had 34.87 on the aggressive sell side at 113,800. That's a good sign. That's a good sign for the shorts to come. Now let's see if this price action is being purchased by the aggressive buyers. I have my short order placed at 113,821. Okay, we get a new candle. There is no yet a break of market structure. There is no willingness to take the price down yet. So we might see the price use the moving averages as support. All right, we got some price action. My short was triggered, so I'm in the market for a quarter of a contract. I intend to build up a position for a short lower. What I want to avoid is being without a stop loss. So even though there is no definitive indication that the market structure is going to reverse to the downside, I put a stop just in case. I want to avoid the situation where the price makes a run up and I leave too much on the table. We had a tad bit of a run up, an attempt to break to new high. It appears to be failing, so I'm gonna add to the position on a break of this low here. So that would be a position for half a contract. And when this one is taken, I will take down the stop to this level here. There is a very high probability now that we make a round down, at least through this liquidity void for now. And that could be a good opportunity to enter short. Even looking at the tape, there is no strong appetite of aggressive buyers. 4.5 is good, but it's not enough to reverse the trend. It appears now that we have a high, there is a low, there is a lower high, not confirmed yet. We need price to break this low here to confirm lower high, lower low pattern, and it's about to be happening. Let's see, 4.5 on the aggressive sell side. Is price gonna make new lows into this liquidity void? This liquidity void will have to be careful managing the trade. This liquidity void might turn out to be a support area. Because remember, price does not move randomly. It moves from liquidity pocket to liquidity pocket. So perhaps as we enter this liquidity pocket, there will be appetite of aggressive buyer to try to send the price higher. Okay, the second position is in, so I'm immediately moving my stop lower. I'd like to see some more follow through on the downside, but there is a clear shift of trend. We're making lower low, lower highs. We have a new lower low, and now it's accelerating a little bit. 3.8 on the aggressive sell side is managing to send the price lower. Now we continue. Do we have the buyers showing up? Consumed half of the liquidity pocket. So this trade is on a stop loss at 113,964 and it represents 97 bucks if I get stopped out. But I will try as best as I can to manage the trade lower and remove and decrease the stop loss whenever I have an opportunity. At the moment, it goes in the good direction, but it's not very convincing. I'd like to see a reaction. Perhaps this entire liquidity pocket, the remaining of it, is going to be consumed and we might have a reaction on this area here. Notice how this area did not serve much as support or resistance. Aggressive sell side, one contract to the max, one contract. There's no appetite from aggressive buyers at this level. We've got some absorption at the same price level. Few exchanges are made for less than what appears to be 0.5 of a contract. Almost entirety of the liquidity pocket is being consumed, 1.65 On the sell side, 4-hour candle is closing in 2 hours. We have plenty of time. 5 minutes on the 10-minute candle. Okay, we have a nice formation of a supply zone overhead. Do we have follow through on this candle? Perhaps we climb a bit back up and then we resume the downtrend. That's what I would like to see. 93. No, it's not very convincing on either side. 0.3, 1.3 contract on the buy side, 1.3. Okay, let's keep an eye on it. Got some price action for the last 30-minute. Price was hovering around my entry level, but most importantly was attempting to go back above the moving averages, the 12 and the 21 on the 5-minute time frame. Price recently broke the most recent low at 113,629, so the position is now in profit for 90 bucks, almost 91. I am very tempted to not add to the position just yet, but to lower my stop level. I'd like to protect as much as possible of the capital, because if price gets back above one of those two, it's likely it's gonna shoot higher. So if that happens, then that means I will be wrong. I will leave 24 bucks on the table, which is perfectly fine, but there is a high probability now that we are on a former resistance, apparently trying to turn it as a support area. I would not want to have price now bounce back higher. Let's see what the price action is doing. Do we pierce through it? One thing that is keeping me cautious for this particular trade is the absence of volume. Again, we are on a downtrend, it's clearly identified, yet the volume is much lower than it was on the way up. So we might have a pullback that is not necessarily indicative of further downside to come. And the tape is very shallow. If you look at the size of the exchanges of the transaction, nothing very significant on either side. 4.2 on the buy side as price is touching the former resistance, attempting to make it as a support. Is that gonna be enough to trigger further aggressive buying? That we don't know yet. On the 10-minute, the candle is closing in 1 minute and 50 seconds. I think there would be a clear acceleration, like I said, on the 5 minutes once we get to this level and if we manage to break it. And the 4-hour is closing in 1 hour and 31 seconds, but it's displaying somewhat of a similar behavior we had yesterday as we approached the moving averages. If the 4-hour candle turns negative, this is going to be a good sign for the short. Perhaps the area of reversal is going to be in this liquidity pocket here. Now let's continue monitoring the position and resume when there is price action. Okay, resuming the recording. There is an attempt, like I was saying earlier, somewhat 15 minutes ago, when we were down there. It is very possible that this will be attempted to turn into support and we should see price rise again. Now, the current candle does not say much, especially given the low volume, so I would not panic over that. Anyhow, I have my stop loss for 24 bucks, just above this high, but it's very possible that the current move is going to attempt to reverse the trend. Like most attempts, those tend to fail. This is what we're going to watch out right now. I'd like to see some more pressure coming out of the aggressive sellers. 136 on the aggressive buy side at this level in between the moving averages. 8 round number on the aggressive sell side at the same level, a few bucks away. 0.93 on the absorption at the same level. That appears to be a key level for decision for the candles to come. 2 minutes 15 seconds till the close of this candle. We have some buyers showing up. 0.52. 6 minutes 50 seconds to the close of this 10-minute candle. It's very possible that I get stopped out. So let's see what price is doing. Do we make a new high compared to the high of this candle? If that's the case, that's most likely I will get stopped out. Would like to see some sellers showing up. And right now, there is no indication that the sellers are willing to show up. 13 minutes to the close of the candle. It's going to close near the high or at the high, which usually indicate that there will be follow through. The volume is not there on the buy side. Okay, we close at the high and we open at the high. Let's see what's the reaction. So the position was at the maximum, I think around $90 in profit, and now we're back. We are at -$5. Okay, looks like price has decided to climb back up. Let's see if I get stopped out or if this is an attempt that will turn out to be a failure. So far, it's going in the wrong direction for me. And there we go. Stopped out. 24 bucks in minus on this trade. I will re-enter short on this particular level. A quarter of a contract, as always, attempting to build a position to go much lower. Position would be 1 full contract, and I'm gonna immediately place a stop loss right above a tick or a few ticks, a few dollars above the recent swing highs. At my stop is at $114,019. It represents right now a loss of $51. Yeah. So let's keep on watching the price action. Okay, returning to the recording, price has made an attempt to get back to the moving averages, but the sellers were a bit too much overwhelming for the amounts of aggressive buyers, and we have a new low on this particular trend. I will not move my stop. I may move it up to here, but that's about it. Currently the position is in profit of $72, and I am very curious to see how price reacts as we get lower here, because this area here, let me see if I can highlight it. This area here is what sent price to make a new high, and also caused a lot of exchanges to be a bit more fuller. We had a lot of transaction at the top. We had thick volume. We had RSI failing, making just a bit of a new high compared to this particular area here. So that could be an indication that the top was in for this move that we started at 1:35 in the morning in Europe time. And now we may see some more follow through, at least toward this region. So it's not too far away. It's $100 or so of price movement, but a lot can happen in a few dollars of price movement. So let's keep an eye on the position. Not much time has passed since I paused the recording. Price is now in the area that sent price earlier this morning to make a new high. So let's see if there is the same appetite from buyers to consider this as a local bottom and send the price higher, or if we have price action that pierces through and aim toward this liquidity void down there between 112.735 and 112.923. Okay, we're getting through. What's the tape saying? 155, 138. You would expect to see more follow through from the sellers, because it's highly likely that a lot of traders had a stop here. Long traders, open long position. Now that the stops have been taken, we want to see what price action is doing. Do we have some sort of acceptance above this level and we start to go back up, or do we continue? Okay, now I'm moving my stop down there. I'll keep the position. I'm not adding to this position. I'll keep it running. Okay, we see some more follow through from the aggressive sellers. 14.5, 10.1. There is continuation of the movement. The position is now in profit above $130. The move continues. If we get a straight line down towards this area, I may consider closing the position. Got some buying action happening. 335 on the sell side, 10 contract on the aggressive sell side. That's gonna be enough to trigger some new low to be formed. The 4-hour candle is closing in 27 minutes. I'd like to see the 4-hour candle close negative. I have two areas of interest to enter a long position. The first one is 111.920. So let's see if we get there, because this is the most recent low right here. Aggressive buyers are showing up, but they're not too aggressive. We have some bigger volume, way thicker than everything we had since 9:15 in the morning for the last 4 hours and some change. 1 minute left to the close of this candle. We're gonna have some push through, or do we close back in above 113.401? 40 seconds. 10 minute is looking good for the short. We also have increase of volume on the 10 minute. The 4-hour candle also shows an increase of volume compared to the previous candle. 5 contract on the aggressive sell side, 17 minutes to the close. If we close this 10-minute candle above 113.401, which is this white line here, the previous low, then I will close my position. I may have to re-enter afterwards, that's fine, but I will lock in this profit, because I want to avoid a situation where we make another run up and I consume my profit. But so far it looks good. And RSI is dipping to lower low also. It's at 31.5 at the moment. So volume wise, we had an increase of volume on this breaking candle, which broke the support. The following candle, we are back to the size of the volume we used to have on this move. So there was a strong effort to push the price lower to break this level. But now there is no determination to push it even further in terms of the size of the exchanges. So I can remove, actually, I will remove this area here and keep an eye on it if we ever retest it. See, this is what, if you're short, this is what you do not want to see. This is not necessarily long position entering. It's most likely, given the previous move, shorts closing. If we keep on pushing down, then new shorts will be opened and there is a possibility that we see lower prices. Unless we make a run towards this liquidity void in one go, I'll close the position because I think we may stop first right here. Okay, we're making new lows apparently. A lot of small selling. 1 minute 30 to the close of the candle. The 4 hour is closing in 16 minutes. Position is in profit 160. Okay, we make new low. Let's see if we have some momentum. 378, 244, 243. This is good. We should be going lower, at least there. I'll move the stop now. I'll put the position in profit to... And you see the tape is a tiny bit faster, but nothing too crazy. 194 on the sell side. Look at the volume. One breakthrough candle, higher volume than the previous session. Another breakthrough, another candle, bearish candle that breaks the low of the previous candle. We have also higher volume, but less than 2 candles ago. I need to be cautious here. Should I move my stop? So let's see, where could I put my stop? I don't want to waste a position unnecessarily, perhaps here. That is still above the 2 moving averages. The 10 minute is giving signs that there is a temporary bottom information. There is a temporary reversal. Now the question is going to be, do I add to the position? As we retest this, we might actually break through and stop at the moving average. We make a new high compared to the last 2 candle. I may actually exit my position. 2 minutes to the close of this 5 minute candle. This new high is rejected. Some more shorts have taken position here. 122 on the sell side. 116. Okay, I'm closing the position. Close the position because I saw this coming in. 10.38. This could be the premise of a bottom information, at least temporary. So I locked in $138. I'll put it in the books. $138. And let's see what the price action is doing. Perhaps a retest of this will fail or a retest of this area. But this long shorts closing down there, long candle, yeah. It's good that I close, so let's see how it reacts here. The 10 minute is closing in 30 seconds and is giving signs that it wants to go higher. So this may very well be a knee-jerk reaction. We'll see if it approaches the moving averages on the 10 minutes, which correspond to this area here. And we'll see if we take another short or not, but I'm not taking a long. Okay, back with the recording. We had some nice price action for Bitcoin. Long was the right play right there. I closed my shorts and I was looking for price to stall right here at 113,600, something like that. I am still of the opinion that this move should be faded. The volume is not there and we have gone in between the former swing high. We're getting very close to the former swing high. I'll position for a short under the low of this candle. There you go. And a stop loss above that. Okay, let's pause and resume later. Well, that did not take long, less than 10 seconds, and the position has been triggered. So what I'm going to do, because either we fade and we are in the right direction and we go lower, or we don't fade and we break above. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another quarter of a contract. I get rid of this quarter of a contract, so that's half a contract for the position, and I'm going to take the stop. I'm going to leave it there. So quick update on the trade. Price is moving in the right direction. The tape has gotten a bit wild in terms of exchanges when we broke this low here. A lot of supply has showed up. So there are a few areas I want to keep an eye on for my short. The first one is this former level of interest. This one did not represent anything significant because we pierced through once and twice. So I'm going to remove it. Now the moving average does not seem to be willing to stop the bleed. The tape has a normal behavior. A lot of aggressive selling, but for very small amounts every time. Now and then you get something above 1. It's not significant. Let's see how this one turns out to be. It's 113, 587. Okay, we're through. Do we accelerate lower? Position is now in profit 409. There's still some aggressive selling showing up. Perhaps we consume this liquidity. It's going to be a strong sign for short sellers looking at this, failing to make a new high after making a new low and then getting back in the range again. we may have, if it continues, we may have price really revisit those lows here. This liquidity void on the ask side. Because you tend to think that without looking at the volume, looking at such a move, we may stall underneath the former swing high, but it's likely that a lot of people were thinking that we're going to go through. If we're not, a lot of people are going to get disappointed. And every time we break the low of those bullish candles, we accelerate a bit lower, at least on the tape. Because a lot of long traders place their stop on such a move. Ideally, if you want to tag along, like I like to call it, meaning follow the move, you want to place a stop under the low of the previous bullish candles. And every time we make a new low, we take out those stops and it accelerates the move down. Now it seems that there is some shorts closing. I can't say some buying happening yet, 128, but it's a good move so far. I am getting a bit uncomfortable with the position I have, given the recent price action. We pierced through the former support area. And now we are hovering around moving averages, and the tape, even though the tape is tilting a little bit more on the side of aggressive selling, I am not too confident that there will be follow through on this move, at least in this current dynamic. We may have lower prices perhaps later, but before those happen, there may be some waddling around and attempting to make a new high. So I'm contemplating the idea of closing the position. 15 seconds left. I don't like this candle too much. 11 seconds. Yeah, I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna wait till the new candle opens. Yeah. Okay, this one is out for 29 bucks. Or 19 bucks. 19 bucks in the books. There's a tiny trade. It's a very tiny trade. 19 bucks. Okay. I'll speak to you later.